you think anybody's watching anything? I can see them all sat at their TVs and the computer terminals.
They haven't even put us on full screen yet.
Oh, come on. Switch the sound system on. We are in surround sound. We'll put some music on if you want to put the sub on. Didn't we have a message for the world? Wake up! Jeremy Corbyn, that wonderful Labour man. Oh, he does such wonderful things, much better than Theresa May, who doesn't want him to be in so-called power. They're our servants, they shouldn't have any power at all, should they? Look, what he says, we'll put kids first. So are they all in it together?
Well, obviously he's going to put the kids at the queue for the paedophiles to abuse.
Oh, of course, but he'll be in with the church and the Queen and everything. He'll have to go to Her Majesty.
Let's not forget that he did cover it up in the 80s in his constituency. Constituency.
It was Kensington, wasn't it?
Yes.
So this man, Corbyn, that he covered up all raping kids.
Yeah.
So is that why he wants to put kids first?
Yeah, well, that's what I was. He'll probably say it's to get them into school, but either way, it's getting them away from the parents and into the indoctrination system. That's what that's about.
Anyway, we're having a quick flick through this paper that we just found in the restaurant where we just were.
And he acquired.
Acquired. So...
Not like confiscate, which is to take without lawful excuse.
Oh, look, speaking of raping kids, although I'm sorry to put a downer on it if you're having a nice evening meal or whatever, but what's really funny this week, and because there's only a small picture of him in here, right, Bill Cosby, who I always found a little bit odd on the Cosby Show, said to be a nice family man. There was a documentary the other day I was watching online about he used to go to the Playmoy Mansion with Hugh Hefner.
All right.
In the 70s. And even Michael Jackson and Elvis and all the... Well, there were odd things going on there. It was more like a hotel, wasn't it? And it says, right, he was in court yesterday and he's been sentenced to between 3 and 10 years.
So which is it, 3 or 10?
It could be 4.
Or 5.
Or 6.
7.
8.
9.
So what is it? It says up to 10 years in jail for sex beast Cosby. Bill Cosby was jailed for up to 10 years after a judge branded him as sexually violent predator. Up to. He's clearly one of... They're all in it together and he's not been sentenced at all, has he?
No,
otherwise he would say, yes, Bill Cosby, the judge has given him 10 years in jail.
He might have said no to something they wanted to do, so this is what they did to him.
The comedian...
That's funny.
The comedian, child rapist...
Well, yeah, I'm not so sure about that, but...
Allegedly...
Oh, okay.
Faces dying in prison after being convicted of sexual assault, drugging and molesting women and kids. Not if it's anything like in the UK, because they have special pedo prisons set up so that they can they've got PlayStations, Xboxes, you name it, they've got all the mod cons. Like in a motel where
that
fella that was Nottingham got 20 years got sent to.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
He says the court in Philadelphia was told 60 women made allegations against him, although his lawyers claimed blindness and age meant he was not a threat. Oh, he's just a poor old man. But Judge Stephen O'Neill said it's time for justice and sentenced him to 3 to 10 years.
You see, I don't like that 3 to 10 years malarkey. You give them a set time, they know what they're doing. With 3 to 10 years, that means he's going to be out in 3 years. Or maybe with parole, he'll be out in a year and a half.
He's just going to a motel, right, and he hasn't got any time at all. Now, okay, yeah, she's married to a chap that's not royal, Henry...
And wait a minute.
Henry Hewitt.
No, I've got to stop you.
There she is. I know you call her a parasite.
If she wasn't married to a royal...
There's Henry, look. There's Henry.
If she wasn't married to a royal, then her name...
He's not royal.
Then her name wouldn't be Windsor.
It's not. You remember we talked about?
I know they never mentioned it at the church, but that just must have been a mistake or we misheard it. So he must really have got married.
No, they didn't, because they didn't say, do you, Rachel Markle, take Henry Hewitt to be your lawful wedded husband? They didn't.
No, because it would have had to be in Windsor.
The Duchess of Sussex Meghan Markle.
Ooh, that's a single married
Not her
name.
Royal
Unmarried
not
name.
Her Royal Highness Meghan Windsor.
Has the wool been pulled over our eyes yet again?
It looks like it. The 37-year-old. She's 37.
That's not life.
Former actress.
No. Continuing actress.
Megan Weld in a black £2,510. By the way, if you pay tax, we paid for that. Meghan Markle, eh? Not Mrs. Henry Hewitt or Your Royal Highness. The Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle. Well, actually, name's Rachel. Amazing. So there you go, Corbyn again. The kids will be alrighty. You bet they were when he's
served up on a platter for them.
For the royals and all the politicians and all the, well, those who seek power over others.
Have you had enough yet?
Have you woken up yet? Look at him. All politicians, they get so close to children.
Yes,
did you see the dope? And that child, it was like this, and he was like,
yes, I'm going to eat you. The kid could feel it. He was going to eat him.
No. What about Pope Francis? What about all the rape? And it's been going on for 1,000 years. Sorry.
Now, shouldn't
the kids will be all right.
Shouldn't that have at least been sorry? We won't do it again.
It should never happen again. Why are you raping our children? Anyway, we want to do a funny one next. Oh, did you see Trump at the United Nations?
No, I heard about it though.
And he commended one country, Poland, and I was quite surprised. But it's because they've taken their weapons and accepted NATO.
Oh, well, there you go.
But he attacked Iran and said that it's a terrorism country and that they're building nuclear weapons.
Well, wait. Can you just tell me the last time Iran attacked any country?
Well, they attacked Iraq, didn't they, for a while? Or was it Iraq attacked them?
In the 80s.
I think it was Iraq that attacked them, because there was Iran-Iraq.
So for argument's sake, we'll say Iran attacked Iraq, right? So that's one. Can you tell me anyone else they've attacked?
Nobody.
How many times has America attacked other countries?
All the time.
Well, it's almost one a year.
Well, Trump says that they're making nuclear bombs and that they're going to be a threat to the world, and he commended Chairman Kim Jong-un of North Korea.
Ah, so he'll be in NATO next.
It's like, well, he's got his own weapon system, let's get him on board. Because that's what's going on, isn't it? That's why he's commended Poland.
Well,
because they're on board now. Yeah. But Iran are not on board, they're making their own weapons. But who was it who dropped two nuclear weapons on Japan? In Hiroshima.
That would have been the corporation known as the United States of America.
And Nagasaki. So who would you say is the threat?
Well, it's definitely America. And Britain.
And the United Nations are not united, I assure you.
Oh, they are.
Or are they?
They are, just not for us.
They're not united. Nations unite in laughter as Trump's achievements. UN giggles over boastful speech. The world openly mocks Donald Trump. That's not hard to do. As he boasted that he had accomplished more than almost any in history, in the history of the country of the United States.
If
name one thing that he said he was going to do that he's done.
Become president.
Where's that wall he was going to build?
Well, apparently, I bet Mexico refused to pay for it.
Anyway. Oh, blimey.
Oh, there's that evil bloke.
George Osborne. What's he doing at Osborne? Old Etonian pal found dead. An old Etonian pal, that's from Eton, the school Eton, from one of Scotland's wealthiest families and a friend of George Osborne, has been found dead by a river. The body of William Sinclair, 48, who was at Oxford University's notorious Bullingdon Club, with the former Chancellor and David Cameron, Bullingdon Club, was found by the river Danube in Hungary 2 weeks ago. Very nice area. So I don't think there's anything else apart from a scary little picture. Taxman scammers fleeced me of 21. Gary Newman cancels gig after his bus kills a fan. Oh dear. Oh, 75 quid a night for Halloween if you want to spend a night in Fred West's old cell. And I think he was only there for a few hours, wasn't he? You're probably better off renting a supermarket where he lived. He was in there more often than he was in jail. Because he committed suicide, innit? Anyway, I thought I'd give everybody something to look forward to. Yeah, in the near future, when Queenie passes away. Just think, this man is the fella that's going to be right next to you in your pocket on the money. And there's some kind of puzzle or jigsaw of him. How wonderful is that? Yeah? So have we got a message for the world? Wake up! Rubbish. I'll light me fire with that later.